all your information. Your name was
Mike.
Mike, and you've been training for 8 months.
8 months, yeah.
Very muscular for some reason, and tattooed.
Lived down in Mexico.
You live in Mexico, you're a surfer or something?
Yeah, a little bit surfing.
Athletic kind of guy.
That's right.
Awesome.
How about you?
My name is Anthony. I'm a playing photographer. I'm on a channel called Jits over 50. And if you want, after the
What company do you do photography?
My own. Wedding
You know
photography.
Muscle Anthony?
Yeah, of course.
For 15 years, I was younger. Sweet 16, but no.
Helping them. Oh, DJ?
Yeah, I went to them doing mobile. No,
I know a lot.
I was a fireman for 18 years and retired. 40.
Oh, shit.
Retired and we moved to Mexico.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Thank you.
Okay. I'm 52 right now.
I'm 40.
How much do you want?
170.
Okay, cool. Me too.
In this video, I'm rolling with Mike. I figured I can just allow you to see our introduction. We just met. He came to an open mat, and he is living in Mexico half the year. He's a retired firefighter, I believe. One thing he didn't mention that I found out later, or the rumor is, that he also had wrestling experience. So he's a surfer, a wrestler, an athletic guy. His jiu-jitsu history, he only has about 8 months of training. So that's good. He could probably take care of anybody that just walked in the door. But on the jiu-jitsu hierarchy, it's not a very high level. I also failed to tell him I started 16 years ago. So he just made a comment about my grip strength. He said I have very strong grips, but I explained to him that obviously he's much stronger than me. So it's not the strength of my grip, it's the angle, it's the structure. That's Marek. He's coming over making some jokes with his dry humor. He's the black belt that runs the open mat. An all-around swell fella. So here I'm trying to pass his guard. He lets me grab his head there. See how I just gently grabbed it? I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. I didn't want to show him how important it was. I wanted to be casual about it. Or you can also say I was being shrewd. And being shrewd is an important part of life, an important aspect. It makes life easier at times. So here I'm walking up. I'm looking for the darce. I was trying to, because I can finish a darce from half guard. So I'm trying to force my hand through. He's defending. He defended it by flattening out. And now I probably was looking for some lighthearted wrist lock. But what I'm trying to do is get his arms tired. So if I could wear him out with a little grip fighting, where my grip fighting is more efficient and takes less effort. Here I'm sitting on his right knee. I just don't want him to get up. I don't know what he has yet as far as jiu-jitsu ability. But I know he's 40 years old and he weighs the same as me, but looks 100 times better because he takes care of himself. So there I threatened an Aoki lock. He went to come up, spun around, and I went right into another knee cut pass. So I'm going to put that into slow motion. So as you can see, his leg hanging there, it really leaves it susceptible for foot locks. And it should just be engaged in keeping me off of him. But when he notices the Aoki lock coming, he sits up and pushes me off. So from there, I use that as a chance to pass his guard. By pushing him back down, I keep my right arm across his waist there. You can see my right elbow is preventing him from really getting his legs back. And then he went on to try to get a guillotine from a terrible position, and I slid my knee up to him, and then he athletically spun around, and I went right to another knee slide. and solidified the position. So that's a good example of my ability to anticipate. It wasn't an incredibly complex sequence, but I knew what came next. Enough where I can outthink him. So that's the 1,000-pound position, but I'm not putting a lot of pressure on him. I'm actually on my knees because I want him to try to sit up. I want to see what he's going to do. And then I could take his back from there. So I always leave a way out. I don't just pin the guy like it's a wrestling match, and I never want him to get up again. So here I switch to knee on belly on the other side. I'm giving a new problem to solve. And from there, he flattened out, so I just went to mount. Again, I'm not crushing him. I'm up on my leg. I'm not pushing my hips down into him. I want him to move like a can inside a can. So as soon as he turned on his side, I put my right knee behind his back, acting as a wedge, and my left hook can only help me there. So he chose to turn into me, and I went right back into the knee slide position again. And you're going to notice I'm going to kick my foot free with my other foot, if you watch. See, I just kicked it free, and I stepped right over to the armbar. So that's my A game. Anybody who watches the channel has seen that a million times, and that's why I was so casual about it, because he's never seen it. So, he's only been training for 8 months, and he's never seen one of my favorite, or what I think is the most efficient moves. So again, he's talking about grip control and how good our professor is. Mike Codella has very good grip control, very hard to break. But again, he's using a proper structured grip. So here I'm stepping in. He's playing like a butterfly guard. He gives me his head. I go right for the guillotine. That's something I've been working more on lately. I want to do more guillotines, more darces, hit an anaconda once in a while. So as you can see, I have his left arm controlled, and my right hook is just going to kick him over. So I basically flipped him with his head, but I assisted the flip with my right hook. And then I was able to finish on top, even though his arm was in. So I had the arm in guillotine from the top. Mike's very good-natured about it, and he's got a really good attitude. You could tell it's somebody who's started at the bottom of other sports and climbed his way up. I mean, surfing's really hard, wrestling's really hard. So he's got that patience that regular people that just walked in to a sport like this don't normally have. And a disposition as well. So now I'm playing guard. I'm keeping my legs in between us. I just want to see what he's going to do. Here we're wrist fighting. So he keeps grabbing my head like that, but leaving his elbow out. So it allows me to take the inside line and re-grip. So now I'm showing him when you grip, keep the elbow pinned to the chest more, and don't allow that space for me to instantly re-grip. When you clinch, you got to keep that elbow tight. And I got that from Muay Thai. I'm sure, obviously it exists in jiu-jitsu, but that's where I learned it. So there I hit him with another butterfly sweep. He was able to get up. Now I'm looking for the Kimura. I keep forcing it because I want to see if I could get his arm tired. And I used it to sweep him again. Another butterfly sweep. Into the knee cut. Now he's framing off me. And he's strong, so that frame is something I have to get out of the way. As you can see, I'm fighting his legs 2-on-1 with my hands, and then replacing the hand with the leg. So I want to pin his leg with my hands, and then hold the pin with my leg. Here I just kicked my leg out of his hooks, and I spun right to his back. I probably could have tightened up that choke immediately, but I'm being polite. There, I'm not going to really finish it that way. I need to switch and hold my own bicep. That under wrist grab that I just did when I pulled myself up is a great position of control. So here I'm explaining that YouTube videos need to be 8 minutes long for it to be worth it monetarily. Though I do post shorter videos at times, like the one with Black Belt Matt, because I thought it was just worth it for everybody to see. So now I'm asking him about flexibility, and he just told me he had terrible knees. So, because he did CrossFit and a lot of other things, and he's just very athletic, so I figured maybe his flexibility was very good. So I'm showing him the difference between having that flexibility to bring your knee up so it can't easily be shucked by. So if you look at Keenan Cornelius or anybody that has a good guard, they could bring their knees up to their chin pretty easily. Here's a stretch recommendation I do all the time. It's great for triangles. You want to get that side to side, what is it called, lateral flexibility in the knee. It just makes it harder to pass your guard in general. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe.